So hi everyone. So in my previous video, I have explained you how to send messages to Azure Service topic using .NET Core application, right? If you remember, this is our .NET Core application. I'm just recapping you quickly. So we have given the connection string, the topic name, and using iTopic client, which is a service bus topic client. So we are sending message to the service bus, and we just ensure that the message count got increased once we send the messages to the subscribers, right? Okay. Now I want to explain you how to consume these messages from the subscribers using multiple Azure functions. Okay. So I'll explain you now. So I quickly created a Azure function just for the time saving purpose. So this is our Azure function. Okay. So so if you see the service bus trigger, this is service bus trigger. Okay. We have multiple Azure functions like time trigger, your URL trigger, as well as this is service bus trigger. URL trigger is nothing but HTTP trigger. Okay. So now here we need to paste the service bus topic name. If you remember, our topic name is free topic tag, and this should be our subscriber name. Yes, UB1. This is our subscriber name. And in the connection string, you cannot directly give the connection string here. Just go to local settings.json and paste the connection string here. If you remember how we get the connection string, just go to Azure Service Bus portal, click on shared access policies. You will get a, by default there will be a policy. Once you click on it, you will get the primary connection string here. Okay, that's fine. Now, so we'll achieve this in the two ways. One, by using we'll send the messages by using .NET Core application as we did in the previous video, and using Service Bus Explorer directly from the portal. Okay, I'm running the web API. This is our backend web API code, and this is our Azure function, right? I'll run the Azure function. So just to ensure that it got triggered, I kept a breakpoint immediately after triggering the Azure function. Okay, fine. So our web API got started. So if you didn't get the context, like what is this web API and how I'm doing that, I explained clearly in the previous video. You can watch it out. Last week I explained that clearly. Okay. So this is message is nothing but the payload that we are sending to Azure Service Bus. So action type. Action type, if the action type is 1, our message will get consumed by the subscriber 1. Okay, if the action type is 2, our message will get consumed by the subscriber 2. I clearly explained everything, like and even setting everything these in the previous videos. Just go and watch them if not. So if currently if you see, the message count is 0, right? So I'm sending the message, execute. Now the Azure function sub 1 should get triggered. You see the breakpoint got triggered. So if you continue, this will execute. So if you even refresh in the Azure portal, you won't see any messages because immediately the message got consumed by the Azure function, right? To make sure that the message was received by the subscriber one, I'll temporarily stop the Azure function, and I'll trigger the again my web API once again. So if the action type is 1, the message will get consumed by the subscriber one, right? See, it got finished. Go to service portal, Azure portal, and refresh it. See, if you see, subscriber 1 has got a message count 1. So this message will not get consumed by anyone. It will retain in the service bus subscription itself, I mean the service bus subscriber itself, until and unless the subscriber will consume it. See, I'll start the Azure function now. Immediately Azure function tries to consume the messages that are stored in the subscriber 1. See this service bus topic and the subscriber 1. Once the Azure function got started, if you see, it got triggered. So I'll continue the execution. You can see, and even if you go back to the service portal, and if you see, again the message count is 0. It means that the message was consumed by the subscriber 1. Just to make sure that the same payload is receiving, I'll again stop the Azure function. Go back to web API code. Just See here, the sales ID is Srikanth and the legal entity is Hyderabad, right? I'll hit execute. So again refresh. Subscriber 1 should receive the message count 1. Go back to Azure function, restart it. Immediately the Azure function should trigger because there is a message in the subscriber 1 service bus trigger subscriber 1. Okay, see, it got triggered. If you hover on the message payload, you see sales ID is Srikanth and legal entity is Hyderabad. So our message is not getting corrupted or it's not missing. The whatever the message I have sent it from the web API, it got consumed here. Okay, in the same way, if you want to parallelly write an Azure function for the subscription too as well, just same copy paste it, the same function in the another file. Let's name it as subscriber 2. The name should be correct, subscriber 2, and this topic name should be also correct. Just try to execute it, keep a debugger here it as well. Okay, so from the backend API code, if you see, we are sending action type as 1. Instead just send action type as 2. Okay, try to execute it. Now our Azure function subscriber 2 should hit. Say this, Azure function subscriber 2 is consuming the subscriber 2 message. Okay, just continue it. Again just try to send action type as 1. Now subscriber 1 should consume the message, and the Azure function subscriber 1 should get triggered. You see this, subscriber 1, it got triggered. Okay, just continue. So if you didn't get the context like what is action type, what is 1, just watch my previous videos. I clearly explain like how I am trying to filter the messages based on the custom properties. Okay, now I don't want to send messages anymore from the .NET Core application. I'll close the .NET Core application now. Let's keep this Azure function on. So once you refresh it, you can see that the message count is 0 for both subscribers. Okay, I want to send a message directly from the Service Bus Explorer. Okay, just click on the Service Bus topics. This is our Service Bus topic. Here you have an option for Service Bus Explorer. Just click on it. So it will take some time, let it clear out. Here you have an option for drop down. If you see this, directly we can send messages to the subscriptions. Instead, no, I don't want to do that. I want to send something in a plain text or whatever it may be, using some custom properties like whatever we have designed it. Okay, so based on our design, like what we have added in our subscriptions, so if the type is 1, the message should go into the subscription 1, and Azure function 1 should get triggered. Let's test it. So I'm sending the message. Immediately my Azure function get, if you see this, see my Azure function got triggered, that is subscriber 1. Okay, so Azure function sub 1 got triggered. And continue. Again let's test sending the message to subscriber 2. Okay, add a custom property, and the custom type is custom key value is type, key name is type, and the value is 2. Okay, now subscriber 2 should consume this message, and Azure function sub 2 subscriber 2 should get trigger. If you see the message, so this is the message. I'm clicking on send. So again my Azure function got triggered. If you open that, see this is a subscriber 2 because subscriber 2 consumed the message based on the action type 2, right? Even if you see the message body, see this is the exact body that we have sent from the Azure function service bus. So this is the one, this is the thing, like currently what we have done is like uh, sending the messages to Azure service bus topics using .NET Core application, and we are trying to consume it using multiple Azure functions. See, this is the Azure function sub 2, and another is this is Azure function sub 1. Based on the trigger type, based on the subscription type, whichever the subscription is consuming the messages, the appropriate Azure function should get triggered. So If you like the videos, just subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, just comment them in the comment box. I'll definitely respond to that comments. And next week I'll come up with the other videos which are related to the Azure Service Bus queues. Thank you.